Hi, I'm Fred Pin and welcome to Pin Zone. In this episode, I'll be installing an auxiliary fuse box to my Subaru Forester, and I wanted to install this so when I add extra lighting or for my UHF radio or any accessories that I install, I'll put it through this fuse box so that I'm not using multiple inline fuses that come with accessories. It'll be in a handy, convenient spot to check for any blown fuses, and I'll just show you some of the features of this one. Okay, this is how the fuse box comes packaged in a little blister pack. I got this from my local Jaycar electronics shop. I'm not being paid or sponsored by Jaycar, but they've got lots of useful items even for automotive. So if you've got a Jaycar in your area, especially in Australia, go check them out. So as this box says, it's a 6-way fuse block with bus bar. There you go, everyone needs a bus bar. That's where the buses stop to get their drinks. And there's up to 30 amps per output, up to 100 amps combined. Now, even though that does sound pretty impressive, I'll just take this off, and I like the fact that it's got a cover that covers all the terminals, and these are clear windows that you can put stickers on to identify what the circuit is. So I'll just take the cover off. There's a positive terminal, and you can ground it on the negative terminal there, and they're both indicated, positive, negative. This is useful for marine applications where you might not have a metal chassis to earth your accessories to, so you can actually run all your earths or have an earth to your battery on that terminal, and then this is your negative bus bar. You can earth or run your accessories back to a negative, and here are your feeds. So your positive has a feed out from these, positive feeds out back to your negative to complete the circuit, and your spade terminals, just universal standard automotive spade terminals with your red indicators. And I'm thinking that if it's red, the LED is on, then you have a circuit. If you can see that an LED is off, then you have a blown fuse. So it's a visual indicator, saving you having to pull fuses out or use voltmeters to check if there's a circuit there. Of course, it's fully insulated, mounting holes, and I'll be installing that under the bonnet of my Forester. This is the inside of my Forester engine bay, and I'm going to locate the fuse box, or the auxiliary fuse box, next to the original fuse box, which is on that side behind the battery. So in reality it's a perfect size, plenty of space. It's just now a matter of which way do I want to orientate it, that way or that way. So I'll work that out. That will give me clear access for the positive and negative and the accessory cabling. Okay, I've marked some holes. Now let's do some drilling. Right, I'm back again. Just got a little bit of rubber here as a backing for the fuse box, and it's only because the surface of the panel is a bit irregular and it just takes up some of that contours and dips and just pushes the fuse box out a little bit. Might help with accessing, but just in case it has a few gaps and spiders start breeding behind the gaps, who knows. That is secure. I'll just see if the lid goes on. And the lid goes on. And the lid comes off. So that's what I was hoping, easy access. It's interesting, I just noticed the Forester has the small blades, not the other blades that this one carries, so that means I'll have to keep two different sizes. She'll be right. She'll be right, mate. Okay, I have some cable here which I'll be running from the positive terminal and negative terminal, probably under the existing fuse box, and then to the positive and negative terminals on the auxiliary fuse box, and then from there it'll be ready for running auxiliary equipment too. I'm going to put some lugs on there. I'll solder the lugs there, I'll solder the lugs on the other end. This is way longer than I need, and I will trim it only because I want to keep the engine bay and any wiring neat and tidy. So let's do it! These are the terminal lugs I'm going to use. The larger eyelet size will go on the battery, and the smaller eyelet sizes will go on the auxiliary fuse box. Let's see if this automatic wire stripper will strip this size cable, because this cable's a bit on the large size. Hey, look at that! Awesome! Let's do the other one. Alright. Automation is good. Awesome. That worked pretty well. I'm happy with that. Okay. Let's get to the soldering. Some people say solder, some people say solder. Just clamped it with a pair of multi-grips so that it doesn't melt insulation too much. Oh yeah, okay, let's do that then. Let's just check that, see how that's taken. It does appear to have taken, even though the insulation has melted a bit, but I can put some heat shrink over there. So let's do another end. It actually gets hot pretty quick. I'm impressed. But I've got enough gas. I think I've got a can of gas I can recharge this soldering iron with, or soldering pen, or blowtorch, whatever you want to call it. It's just a little portable thing. Now I do have some of this flexible conduit. It actually has a split, so it's easy to put onto cables, and I will cover these too, mainly because they are heavy cables. They're in a protected area, but they will carry a lot of current, so if they did get chafed or any way, there'd be a lot of current going through those little puppies, so I want to cover that up. And I'll do that. Might just start by feeding it through there and see what happens. I'm going to connect the new cables to the auxiliary fuse box first, but I'll take the fuse box off just so I can route the cables under there. Take the cover off. Going to cable tie the two cables together. Might even put one up here. Okay, so I've got the two cables connected to the auxiliary fuse box. I'm just putting the positive cable to the positive terminal on the battery. It's nice and tight. Just put that boot over it so it's insulated. In case I drop a spanner on there and have fireworks. Although I have the negative disconnected. Now, just going to put the negative over here. Clickety click, clickety click, everything's in place. That's the auxiliary fuse box connected to the battery. Yes, thank you for watching, and we'll get connecting as soon as we can.